We're in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. We're doing a lot of drainage here. This is a big system. This is an MDOT virgin heavy construction 5-inch corrugated pipe. We have it running down to the ditch here. This is one of 2 discharge lines. Show you everything that we're catching for water, why we went to the 5-inch. If you don't have access to the 5-inch, then use 2 4-inch lines. 2 4-inch lines will flow a little bit more than a 5-inch. So we got a lot going on here. We got downspouts. Let me show you what these downspouts are doing. So there's not a lot of downspouts on this house, but you have this gutter coming across on this peak. You can see the downspout is dropping into this trough. So there's a lot of water that downspout's responsible for, and those are 3x4s. You have to look at that. You have to know what you're dealing with. Then, to make matters even worse, this is uphill. Look at this. Neighbor just doesn't even care. So we had tree roots right here. Thank God we had the 3.5-inch line. You see how high that is? It gave us more slope. We were able to get that in there in spite of all those tree roots. These are big cedar. They're the worst when it comes to taking out a drain. Here's another one. Look at that. Put a splash block on just to guide the water right here. What a neighbor. You gotta love your neighbors. Negative slope. We got privacy hedge here, cedar. Another privacy, these are known as arborvitaes. They're cedar trees. They're very aggressive. So all the fabric down the side of this house is copper fabric. Yeah, there's $1,000 in fabric right now. That's what you're looking at, $1,000. What are you gonna do? Because it's all for nothing if the roots get in there and take it out. So if you've never seen our copper fabric, look at this. You see the copper? So there's 2 layers of fabric, and there's copper sandwiched in the middle. So we have a clean out on both these lines. We're gonna need it. These lines are gonna need to be checked and monitored. I think we're fine based on the fact that we use the copper fabric. If we didn't use the copper fabric, this honestly wouldn't last long. It'd have an early expiration date, and there wouldn't be a whole lot we can do. Now this is all the water on this side of the house. You got this guy dumping all his roof water, sending it towards our client. He's getting water in his vents, his furnace vents, because his house is half basement, half slab. So we're throwing everything at it. We're going to change that. He's not going to have any issues anymore. We're going to resolve all his water problems. Again, if you don't have 5-inch line, we sell it. It's in our yard for pickup or direct ship for contractors. But 2 4-inch will give you about 15 gallons more for round numbers. Real close to that. So go to 2 4-inch discharges versus 1 5-inch. So right here, we're going to do 2 cleanouts. We got 2 3.5-inch 8-slot. 8 slots. 3.5-inch. So we have more inlet per surface area of that pipe than a 4-inch pipe. Picked up another downspout. Look how nice that 3.5 is. We're able to start really high. With 4-inch line, you got to dig down deeper because you have a bigger pipe. The outside diameter of a 4-inch corrugated pipe is 4 3/4 inches. So here we have our 3.5-inch pipe. You can see how high we start. We come in here with a lot of slope, and we send this just ripping. This is just ripping. This is what you want. We're going to tie this downspout into that solid 3.5. We got those 2 8-slot on the bottom. We're catching all the water. This is all negative slope. All negative slope. Look, everything's higher. All that ground around here, higher ground. Everything. Okay, so we got another neighbor just Neighbors, you got to just love neighbors, you know. They just don't care. Unless it's affecting them, they just don't care. So this guy, he's doing the same thing. No, it's going to cost them in time. We know that. This one's crushed. Lawnmower crushed it. So because it's crushed right here, he's just going to have water gushing out of there. He's already got to do some brick veneer work here. The motor's all screwed up. People don't know. They don't care. So this guy, he needs us to help catch all that water that's coming towards his house. So when you have a house like this and it's sending their water right into your backyard, you got to have an open French drain. Open French drain grabs up water better than a covered French drain. So we really recommend that in these cases. So right here, we're going to have two four-way connect catch basins. What is a four-way connect catch basin? Right here. You see how we have 4 ports. We use them for a lot of different things. They're fantastic. These already have been knocked out to the 6-inch. Our 5-inch line is going to start here. We're going to have this downspout. We're going to have a solid downspout pipe coming from the back, 2 8 slots. We're going to tie them into these 4-way connect catch basin, and then we're going to send a 5-inch discharge all the way to the road. Again, if you don't have 5-inch, run 2 4-inch. It's easy, especially off of these 4-way connects. We got this big tree. We're going to have to put some copper sulfate in this trench. We have no choice. We got so many trees, so much for root. Look at all these roots. So it's going to be really hard to get 2 4-inch pipes in this trench with all the roots. The 5-inch, just so that you guys understand what a 5-inch can do for you, a 5-inch is equal to 1.7 4-inch pipes maxed out. If you're looking at what 2 4-inch pipes can run maxed out, the 5-inch maxed out would be 1.7. So almost 2 4-inch pipes. Again, 2 4-inch pipes give you about 15 gallons more. We daylighted it right here in the ditch. It does have a critter guard. You can see there's a critter guard up in there. So we had 165 feet. 165 feet of 5-inch. Why do I like that? No tape, no couplers. We're going by all these trees. These trenches had so many roots. Look at these big maple tree roots, man. Just insane. We're trying to build a system that's going to last and stand the test of time. So the guys are starting to bury the discharge line. And the one connection that we have is this 5-inch Y. We went ahead and took it to a 4-inch line. We got a really big 3x4 downspout that's responsible for all the water on this side of the house. And then this trough here dumps. So we have the water on the 2nd story coming down to the 1st story. This 3x4 right here is going to be maxed out. So it was real easy to connect the 5-inch Y to the 4-inch pipe because we had a 5-to-4 reducer. We have so many trees here, we have so many tree roots that we're putting copper sock around all our connection points. We're reducing the amount of connection points, minimizing them. We had a piece of 5-inch pipe right there, the black, that's MDOT, it's construction grade and it's virgin. It's not recycled. It didn't make it from here to there. So we started a new roll just so that we wouldn't have an extra connection. All right, the guys backfilled our discharge line. Show you what this looks like. So we have a 5-inch Y. We got a 4-inch 45 inside the hub of the 5-inch Y. So this is 4-inch, 4-inch going into the bottom of those 4-way connect catch basins. These are plugged off at the top. Right here, we knocked this one out. We're now going to knock this one out. I just wanted to show this. You can see all the holes that are drilled in the bottom of the catch basin. This is our 4-inch, and we do sell a 6-inch. But we only keep 4-inch on the truck because we just take a hose saw. And you see how this has this piece of HDPE to guide the 6-inch cutter. They knock this out in just seconds. So the guys just keep the 4-inch, and they keep all the 6-inch pieces on the truck as well as 4-inch. We only need to keep one catch basin. We don't need to keep two types of catch basins. So that's what we do, and that's part of our patent, you know, and we figured that in the beginning. Turned out really nice. So we got one downspout that's responsible for a lot of water. We got a not quite a 90 there. We tie that right to the top of the catch basin. We got a 3-inch solid with some downspouts, 3.5. And then we got two 3.5-inch 8 slots on the bottom. We can access everything through these cleanouts. I can run a camera through here. I can run a jetter through here. I can look at the collection part of the system. I can look at the discharge part of the system. This is a beautiful way to make sure you're not painting yourself into a corner. There's a lot of different things that can happen to a drain system. And if you can't access it to do a wellness check, if the homeowner says it's not working as good as it once did, then you have to dig it up and put a clean out somewhere. It's so much easier to do at the time of the build. So we have that downspout dumping water there. All this water is coming, and we're going to make an open French drain. Nothing takes in water faster than an open French drain. Now you see the copper fabric. Copper fabric starts right there. Copper fabric. That is one expensive trench. This is one really expensive trench through here. We got this downspout. Thank goodness we have a 3.5-inch pipe. We'd never get a 4-inch pipe in there. We have these big cedar. We had all these roots. We have it setting up there. We got a lot of slope. A 4-inch pipe, it would be sticking out of the ground. The 3.5 is lower profile. You don't have to dig down as deep to get it fully covered. So that worked out fantastic. We have two 3.5 8 slot in here. And then there's our cleanouts. Now we can run a camera through here, take a look at this, see how it's doing 5 years from now, go all the way to those 4-way connect catch basin cleanouts. Then we can go to the cleanout and we could run a camera all the way down to the ditch through the discharge line. Now there's never going to be a problem with the discharge line because it's one piece. No tape, no nothing. We didn't have to tape and wrap with copper. It's one piece from here all the way to the ditch. And yes, that was by design. You can't do that with any other material. You can't do it with dual wall. You can't do it with PVC. You have too many connections, too many joints. We do have 250-foot rolls of 4-inch pipe. So we could have done two 4-inch pipes or this one 5-inch pipe. We chose this one 5-inch pipe. We had it in the yard. It actually mathematically works out perfect when we did all the calculations on this job. Got a lot of slope on this downspout. We did that downspout in 3.5. Again, a 4-inch would have put us too low. We wouldn't have been able to get the slope. A lot of nice slope on that. Come around. Got another downspout right there. So the guys are putting together another clean out. These are two 4-way connect catch basins that we're using. Guys are doing a beautiful job assembling this clean out. Now you can see everywhere we had to tape and connect something, the guys are wrapping copper around it. There's just so many roots, so many trees. When we dug the trench, there was just so much root. The guys are chopping all the root. This place is a jungle. A lot of vegetation. Tape what you can before you put the 4-way connect in the trench. Where the coupler goes on the 4-way connect catch basin, you need to seal that up. Then once it's in the trench and you connect the piece of pipe to it, it's a lot easier to deal with. So we have negative slope around this house. Negative slope. All the neighbors are higher. No big deal. Doesn't matter. It's a great location, great school district. Look at this. Look how high this gets up here. It's just nuts. Look. So you have all this water running towards this house, negative slope, big time. Put an open French drain. This is a curtain French drain, open French drain, and grab up your downspouts while you're at it. You have this trench, got the ground open, get the downspouts too, grab up that water. So we have all the bulk water now. This homeowner will not have any more water problems. There will not be any more water intrusion. Now remember, don't spend any money on tile tape and labor on any connections that are on a perforated pipe. You want water to go in. You're not trying to keep water out. Now you do need to tape any couplers on your solid lines. You don't want those to lose water pressure. When you capture the water, you want to keep that water flowing. All right, I'm going to show you guys what we have here. We have this downspout to a Y on the 5-inch. Then we have another 5-inch with the 4 to 5 reducer. We're going to do 4-inch off the bottom of these 4-way connect cleanouts. We're going to do 4-inch pipes to connect to a 5-inch Y. The 5-inch corrugated pipe is the black sheep of the single wall corrugated pipe family. You're not going to find fittings. You're not going to find the pipe. I really like the pipe. I think when guys jump from 4-inch to 6-inch, they make a big mistake. If you are not flowing a massive amount of water that will keep that 6-inch pipe clean, when you go to a giant pipe like that, you need a lot of water. You're going to lose your water pressure in a hurry when you displace the water over such a large area like a 6-inch pipe. Now, if you can't find 5-inch pipe, you just run 2 4-inch pipes. The men did amazing work here. Beautiful plumbing. You have a clean out. You're going to be able to access everything. We have our 3.5-inch lines going into our clean out. Very easy to access a 6-inch basin. We come out on 2 4-inch pipes. Could have kept it on 2 4-inch pipes. Matter of fact, it would have flowed 13.6 gallons more on 2 4-inch pipes versus the 1.5. So some water collects underneath this bay window. The guys went ahead and took a branch. This is just a branch line. Just going to have one line in there. We're going to Y it into one of these bottom perforated pipes. It's one perforated pipe going up in there. It's not a lot of water, just a small amount of water. This is what you do. Just run a branch off your main. Quick, easy, connects fast. Pipe cuts easy. If you're a DIYer, use a hacksaw. It cuts so easy with a hacksaw. These guys, they're cutting this pipe with knives. And they do it every day. It's a real heavy pipe, though, for a DIYer to cut. That easy. A little branch off the main. You do not have to tape those fittings on. It's perforated pipe. You're trying to let water in. Nothing works better for a clean out than these 4-way connect catch basins. Everything is a quick connect. There's couplers for every size pipe. It's so easy to access. And with these slip-on risers, no glue, slip fit, watertight, you can set it to grade. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. It supports the channel. If you have any questions about yard drainage, leave them in the comments section. I'm your host, Robert Sherwood, and until the next video.